Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm with one of the most prominent figures of our fine arts programs here at LHS. He directs multiple bands, including symphonic band and OCC music theory courses. He's also the director of the Syracuse University Youth Orchestra, where they have their Veterans Tribute Concert on November 10th. And we have him in our Lifeguards newsroom right now, so please welcome Mr. Stephen Salem. It's good to have
Thanks,
you.
Grady.
So now that we've shown the fans what you do here as a director, I just want to congratulate you for winning the Classic FM Music Educator Award of the Month here in the month of October, and that's why we have you here in the newsroom. Is there anything you want to say for being a recipient of that award?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for the congrats. I mean, as you know, you saw in rehearsal, I was completely caught off guard, and in the best kind of way, and was left speechless because I actually thought it was you guys coming in to film. I swear there was an email or something that we were going to get filmed for something late, in the recent future. So maybe that there was an email to throw me off that I read really quickly and didn't think. But I honestly, when I saw someone come through the door with camera, I was like, oh, maybe communication arts, we're just filming. And I was like, let's keep playing. So I was incredibly humbled and honored to be a recipient of it. I know it's thanks to the dedication and the great work of all my musicians and all ensembles. I can't inspire and do things without the actual musicians there. So I was I'm incredibly humbled and proud of the honor for you all and the musicians, for the community and all that. So yeah.
Could you tell us how it all started? Like, what made you want to begin music in the first place?
Oh, man. So I've told you this, I'm sure, and many of the students, I wanted to go to school to become a doctor, and I thought I was going to become like a heart surgeon or cure cancer or something like that. And oddly enough, I found that I was more interested in my music classes than I was in my biology classes, and I started taking music theory, and I was taking lessons still on trombone, and I kind of just fell in love with that world and took a leap of faith, to be honest, and made a transfer into the world of music education, a transfer onto tuba, into another instrument. So it was a lot of years of transfers, but it was kind of like taking a leap of faith with thinking maybe this is something I'm meant to do and I could be good at, and I don't know, it kind of just it's worked so far for the amount of years we've been doing it. It's a lot of fun to share your passion with others.
Let's shift more to like what you do in our ensembles.
Okay.
One of the things that you really try to do with your students, and you've said this to us, is that you try to foster a love of music into our learning and into just us in general. What is your philosophy of doing that?
I always like to go back and think of myself. I have to picture, when I'm conducting, I have to picture myself in that ensemble. And what does a player need from a conductor? Not only like the physical gestures and the technicalities and that sort of thing, but like you said, this love of music, and this inspiration, if you will. I've sat in enough rehearsals that have been all sides of the gamut on that, and so you figure out what are the right and the best things to do, I just think of, at the end of the day, your players need to be loving what they do, and they have to be so passionate about what they do in order to achieve the technical demands that are required in a lot of the music we play. It's high music demand, right? And so if there's not that passion and drive and that love and that culture to want to do that, then we can't even get ourselves to a point where we're trying to even get on the same page of trying to be great at what we do if someone doesn't want to be there. And so I always try to think of myself in that chair as a musician, and what do I need to feel inspired, to feel believed in, to feel like I matter, and to feel pushed so I can get to that next level. That's a a hard task. It's just inspiring people is leading people. That's hard to do. And every year it feels like it gets easier, but I realize every time how truly hard it is, because it's a lot when you're working with people to inspire greatness, to instill greatness, and and it's easy to. I like to compare as as a big NFL fan and big Bills fan. Go Bills, go Bills. As I watch the best coaches at what they do and the best players, and we need to have, I think, a reason for what we do, why we do, and to not ever forget that, so we can keep pushing the envelope, but always coming back to what was it like to be in fourth grade and to be so excited about an instrument. As I see my own children with this, like, what does it mean to be so excited about life, and how can we foster that and all the technical demands and trying to increase skill and all that at the same time? How do you disguise that, mask that, and skillfully, artfully get the most out of anyone who's in front of you? How do you do that? And that's kind of the ultimate question. And I think that's what kind of drives my philosophy of trying to really make sure that passion is fueled in the musicians and the students and whomever it is. If I'm coaching little kids soccer, I'm going to make them feel that passion just as much. So,
regarding like community involvement and like people attending these concerts, what do you think is like the best way that the community and just people who go to the school in general, how do you think that they can contribute to our fine arts program?
I mean, there's so many ways, honestly. I'm starting to get to the point. This isn't going to kind of make me sound old, but I feel like I'm starting to get to the point where I'm seeing. I've seen multiple siblings of families who've gone through, or I'm starting to see kids of either friends of mine from growing up, or this a little bit, maybe like or I'm going to see probably more of this in the future is siblings, kids of people who I've taught. I'm already starting to see nieces and nephews of people I went to school with, some people who I've taught, and that sort of thing. So just kind of keep. Liverpool is a tight community, and keeping folks informed so that they can continue to be a part of our concerts, whether it means coming to them, whether it means donating and helping to support in other ways. You see these folks at the beginner band nights, and you go, "Oh man, this is coming truly full circle." I live in Liverpool, so I'm active. I mean, in this community and going places. You'll see me at Nichols and Wegmans and at church and at events and games and these things and that and those things, and just taking the time to say hello to folks and to acknowledge them. I feel like that's so important to kind of building this healthy culture. So at some point, I've talked at length with this with the kids with symphonic band for sure, is like creating an alumni group, and we're getting to the point now where that kind of thing is almost becoming necessary, and so that we keep folks connected and a part of the program. So, that's something coming this summer. Stay tuned. We've already been kind of gathering the troops and getting lists of folks who graduated the program, so they can stay connected in that kind of way. So, it's a real special community here. And, I say this as a graduate of it too, that I would have never thought of myself to come back, and here I am.
Thank you so much again for speaking, and
Absolutely.
that's all the time I have, and that's all I want to say, so thank you guys so much.